All right, let's talk about the Colorado Buffs, of course, led by Coach Prime. This is a team that's made a lot of big moves this offseason. They look to be geared in a big direction going forward, but they weren't done. This isn't a recruiting move. This isn't a transfer move, Miles, but this may be their biggest and potentially their smartest move yet.
Yeah, Nick, I think this is a move that could have the most impact for this team going forward. I think Buffs fans are going to be super excited. I am excited to see how Coach Prime reacts to this move as well. I think it's going to be huge for the program. But Nick, it is truly, truly time for prediction season. We're not too far away from the beginning of college football season. I'm really excited about it. So Buffs fans, a lot has changed since last year. I think you're going to be much improved, but now's the time to get your notes down on paper. Let us know your official predictions. What is the Buffs record going to be this season? Let us know in the comment section below what you think the Colorado Buffs record will be this season. But Nick, let's get on into it. What is this big move for Colorado?
Yeah, Miles, without further ado, let's throw up the report. Big news out of Colorado. This is from Outkick.com. Colorado has officially made the decision to leave the Pac-12 conference for the Big 12 in a move voted on Thursday afternoon. And what turned out to be a whirlwind recruitment of the Buffaloes, athletic director Rick George went for stability in light of recent problems in his own conference. Talk about moving from the Big 12 to moving to the Big 12 from the Pac-12. George said, a move to the Big 12 will set Colorado up for long-term stability and will also provide added exposure. Also, the Colorado president said the time has come to change conferences during the meetings with the members. Buffalo's regent Ken Montera noted that I look forward to us dominating the Big 12 again. In terms of AD Rick George, the move to the Big 12 was further exemplified when he said, this is a really important part here, Fox and ESPN is who we want to be aligned with when it comes to a television deal. This should be taken as a clear sign that he did not like what he was being told behind closed doors about the Pac-12's future television home. All right, Miles, this is, I think, the smartest move Colorado has made. This is even smarter than bringing in Coach Prime. The long-term stability and health of any team is directly tied to the conference. That's just the reality of the situation. You can be a great program, but if you're not tied to a great conference, you're going to dip. The Miami Hurricanes are a phenomenal example of this. They're a great program stuck in the ACC. We're part of the Big East for a long time. It doesn't help when you're competing against the SEC in terms of recruiting. Florida State falls into the same trap. This is what happens. You want your conference to be as good as physically possible. Here we have the Pac-12 is on total decline. You want to get away from that. Obviously, you got the big guns moving to the Big 10. Now you have Colorado moving to the Big 12. This is an outstanding move by the athletic department. This puts them in a key position to align with what I think is the third best conference in college football. I think it's far better than the ACC. I think it's right up there with the Big 10, second, of course, to the SEC. I think this is a great job, both by the Big 12 and by the Colorado Buffs, getting this deal knocked out now, getting their foot in the door first. I think this will be huge, obviously, in terms of revenue rights, in terms of exposure, in terms of recruiting. No matter how you look at it, this is a great move for business sakes. This is a great move for notoriety for the program, and this will mean a lot in terms of wins as well.
Yeah, Nick, I think this is a really great move for Colorado. I love the move to the Big 12 because, like you said, this is a team truly going under change. They have a true new head coach. They have an entirely new team pretty much. Now, try to get out of the conference. Go leave the old, get to the new. We have to get with the times. You don't want to be stuck in the past of the Pac-12. You want to be moving towards the future. Like you said, this is probably the third best conference in football right now, the Big 12. I think this is, from as bad as Colorado was last year, this is a really good move for them. I think that's going to show very well. And there's a lot of good competition in this conference for them. We think of Cincinnati. This is a team that did really, really well the last few years. They're a very impressive program. Got Baylor, who's always pretty consistent. Central Florida, who's had some runs in time. There's a lot of good teams. Kansas State always seems to be hanging around. They're always able to upset somebody. So this is just a conference that is really looking like it could be a tough one to go. And I forgot almost to mention the Texas teams, of course, TCU, Texas Tech. Yeah. And they can't forget them as well. They're very, very dominant in that conference.
Oklahoma State. I mean, there's just so much talent.
Tons of talent. That's the thing. Colorado is going to by far have the best talent that they've been against in a while. And it's going to show off Coach Prime's coaching chops. And I think that is going to be important going forward for recruiting, for everything in general, to get this program where he and everybody wants it to be.
Yeah, and just this, I think you just hit on something very briefly there, Miles. I think is really important. One of the concerns I'm sure in the Colorado program involving Coach Prime is, would he eventually leave for a potentially bigger job? Well, if you're a member of the Big 12, there's not a lot more bigger jobs, right? Except for maybe being the head coach of Alabama or something like that, which obviously wouldn't happen anytime soon. I think the fact that they got into the Big 12 like this also secures Coach Prime for the long term as well.